There was a question in the last live lecture, when we discussed stress tensor notations. Let's consider a fluid body, and inside that we will consider an element. Let's say it looks something like this, and let's say there are forces acting on this body. This is a dynamic body. It has some acceleration, some rotational acceleration, and everything, all sorts of motion that you can imagine. Now let's split this element along a plane which looks like that. And let me draw the two parts here. This is the left part, and this is the right part. Now what we discussed was that if we want to find stress at a point, let's say the point is this point where we have cut this body, the point lies on that plane, and on this face also, on the right side, on the right body, the point lies here. So we have cut right through that point, and it is the same point on both the bodies where we want to calculate the stress. Now we said that if the face normal is in the positive direction, in that case the stress component in the positive direction is positive. So that is our sign convention. So this is called tau xx, and this is considered positive. And we said that if the face normal is in the negative direction, which is this direction, this is the opposite direction. Let's say for convenience let us draw x, y and z axes. So in the first case, the one that I have drawn with black color, that arrow is in the positive x direction, therefore positive tau xx is in the positive x direction. For this red arrow, the face normal is in the negative x direction, therefore the stress component in the negative x direction is considered to have a positive sign. So I'll write tau xx. The question was, a question was raised, why are these two equal? Why is tau xx equal to the other tau xx if the body has some acceleration, if it is not in equilibrium? Okay, the answer to that is that at this point P, let's call this point P, the force that the left body applies on the right body, let me draw it here again, okay, so the force that left body applies on the right body, or the force that right body applies on the left body, both of them are equal. Why? Because of Newton's third law of motion. It doesn't depend on whether the body is in equilibrium or not. It states that forces applied by two bodies on one another are equal and opposite. Okay, so at a point also this is valid. At this particular point here, the force applied by the second body on the first body is, let's say, this one, and the force applied by the first body on the second body is this one. Both of them have to be equal and opposite. That is the Newton's third law of motion. Therefore, if this is tau xx, this also has to be tau xx. So that's the explanation for this. Therefore, at a particular point, you don't need to consider both positive and negative phases, which are in the same plane. You can just consider only positive or only negative phases. So that will be the complete description of stress. Therefore, if at a particular point I draw this element which is infinitesimally small, so it is sufficient to state stresses on these two faces only, if it is in 2 dimensions. If it is a 3-dimensional element, then there are total 6 faces, and 3 are in the positive direction and the other 3 are in the negative direction. So a complete description of stress can be given by specifying stress components on 3 positive or 3 negative faces. So in 2 dimensions you have this 1, 2, 3 and 4 components of stress. And the homework that I gave you, the assignment, in that you will find ultimately that these two shear components, they are equal, whether it be equilibrium or non-equilibrium condition. They are equal, not for all the substances, but yeah, for commonly known substances. There may be very rare circumstances where these are not equal. Yeah, so in that case you have only 3 components: tau xx, tau xy and tau yy. If these 3 are known at a point, then you know the complete state of stress at that point, because tau xy is equal to tau yx. That you'll find out in your assignment. Similarly, in 3 dimensions, tau xx, yy, zz, xy, yz, xz. If these 6 components are known, then you know the entire state of stress at a particular point. Okay, so that's all. That's what I wanted to clarify here. Thank you.